Welcome to Esthetician Edit. I'm Anastasia.
And I'm Samantha. And today we have a very special guest. We have Kaelin Jutras. She's here from Herbal Skin Solutions.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you. She actually lives, you live in California, but where exactly?
I do. I'm right outside of San Francisco in Marin County.
Okay.
But only 5-hour flight from here. I grew up in this area. I was born and raised in Florida.
Oh, you were? I didn't know that.
Yeah. You guys,
So she's a Florida girl at heart.
I'm a Florida girl, for sure.
Well, thank you for, I know you didn't come here for us.
I did. No, I did.
Did you?
Totally. Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
so she came here for us.
You guys were my
extra
excuse.
special. Oh, thank you. We appreciate it. We love you.
Yeah, we love you too. I.
Alrighty, so I guess we always start off with if you can just tell us like about your journey becoming an esthetician. Like, what made you even become an esthetician? Kind of like your journey in the beginning.
Oh my gosh. It's such a simple question, but it's so fully loaded. Like and it's so layered. There's so many things. But I've always been really interested in beauty and skincare, like all the way back since I was a little girl. I would steal my mom's skincare and go give everybody makeovers and pampering. Like,
So cute.
I would go to all of my neighbors and ring their doorbell and be like, I'm here for the spa assistant here. So yeah, it's just something I always grew up with. My neighbor, when I was a little girl, made products, and I grew up doing a lot of that with her. And let's see, fast forward to 2014, I went to school for aesthetics. There was so much that happened in my life. I had a lot of loss and a lot of healing, and I decided to just go for what I really wanted to do. I was in school for business marketing, which I love marketing, I love branding, but I was so miserable. So decided just to go for it, and I'm so glad I did. I really fell in love with the industry.
And how long were you an esthetician before like you started Herbal Skin Solutions?
Let's see. So, oh my God, I feel like there's been so many lifetimes since all of this happened.
Running it back, like you're going back a chapter, like in a book.
Yeah, very much so. So let's see. I started in a salon and spa. I was there for a few years. And then I moved to a orthomolecular nutrition center where we did a lot of intravenous therapy. I specialized in vampire facials and would do all sorts of like IVs for nutrition while I would do facials, and learned so much there. And then I eventually opened my own practice in Orlando. And while I was in the treatment room in my own practice, that's when I launched Herbal Skin Solutions. And I launched it for my clients, and then it was taken down this totally different path that I never expected as my clients evolving to estheticians. So
And that's crazy. And how long has Herbal Skin Solutions been like a thing? When did it come? What year?
well, on paper, like actual LLC, we celebrate our birthday in February.
Oh,
So
coming
we'll
up.
be, yeah, so 9 years.
Oh, wow.
And to answer your question, I was an esthetician for about 4 years before we launched.
And what was like the first product you launched with?
Simultaneously, the CIT pen with our vitamin C serum.
Okay.
So it really started for my clients in the treatment room. They really wanted a vitamin C serum, and the line that I was retailing was a higher price point than it could accommodate everybody. So I wanted to make something that had brighteners, it had well-aging ingredients, it was safe for acne skin, and that took forever to develop. You know, my first product, I didn't really have the guidance and just kind of hopped into it and had to try a few different labs before I found the right fit. And simultaneously, the CIT pen was born.
Did you always know that you wanted to like have your own business? Or it's just because of the clients that you had kind of asking you for that, you made it happen?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I loved everywhere I've worked. You know, I really liked being an employee, and, you know, like it's so true what they say, like as a business owner, you will work triple the amount of time for yourself. But I really love it. And I have a lot of creativity and freedom to
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then I always feel like what I was telling her when we were talking on the call was like, I feel like she's so unique. It's like, oh my God. She's so unique because like you can tell like what she stands for. Like she has like a mission behind her brand. And would you say like you've always had like the same mission from like you starting as an esthetician, or is that something that you kind of like grew into?
Totally.
That you grew into?
I would say from the beginning. So everything was very intentionally crafted, but at the same time, where I started is not where we are today. Everything's grown so much. But in the beginning, when I started my own treatment room, I would have like spa parties, get-togethers with my clients, and raise funds to donate to local animal shelters. And I knew that whatever business I worked in, or whether I grew my own, like Herbal Skin Solutions is today, we would be rooted in pro-impact purchases. I knew that the cost of doing business and everything that a business stands for should also support the greater good of all people on the planet. So that's...
And you work with like a few charities, right?
We do.
What are they?
Yeah, so we are 1% for the Planet certified, which, you know, they're amazing. They're led by Patagonia, and Patagonia is a complete nonprofit now. So super admirable of them. They've handed their entire business over to the nonprofit. And through 1% for the Planet, we work with Ocean Blue Project and COTAP, which certifies that all of our carbon emissions are neutralized, because it takes so much energy for businesses to ship things all over the world. And every bit of carbon emission that you're putting out there to create a product that leaves an impact and a footprint. So COTAP helps to plant trees and support putting reduction of greenhouse emissions out there. So green energy.
I love that so much, that your brand is so like
Sustainable.
Yeah, it's so sustainable and like thoughtful. I love that. And you guys have your own lab too, right?
We do. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? That's super exciting.
So that's what brought me to California, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been such a wild ride. I feel like I'm forgetting things already. Like emotional. Water bottle.
Drink up.
Sip, sip.
Yeah, the lab is what brought us to California. My husband is our production manager. So if any lead times are behind, you know,
Yeah.
Eduardo. Yeah, I love getting to be in the lab full time. I'm learning a lot. It's a totally different side of things, but it's really nice to be hands-on in development so I can help control.
Yeah, so you know exactly. You can control.
Yeah.
You know what's going in, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. I just
Yeah.
gave away like my biggest flaw as an entrepreneur, probably.
Oh.
Like we're control freaks, at heart.
But that's amazing. That's good. I think that's something like special.
It helps with the details because,
Yeah.
you know, like products are not created equally, and sourcing is such a huge factor there. So like you could have 2 different argan oils and one of them be completely unethical, and like the way that it's sourced, the people and the workers that are obtaining it, like the entire flow of how that is produced and brought to you. Or you can work with a super sustainable brand and suppliers who are vetted, that have really great quality and treat their workers well. And I feel like that's a vibration that flows into everything. You know?
And how, like, as an esthetician, like, if I, for example, am, like, looking for a brand to work with and I want to make sure that they're, like, sourcing their ingredients and products from, like, the right place, like, what advice would you give to an esthetician that she should, like, what kind of questions should she be asking, basically?
To the brand?
To the brand. Or what should she be looking for?
Definitely. See, this is hard. And this is why I really got into this with our own products, because unless you have your hands in it, it's really hard to know. So working with reputable brands that you trust, who are audited by third parties, that's huge. That really helps. So the way that we do that is we go there and we visit our suppliers in person. I just got back from visiting our suppliers in Spain. over the
Ooh, we're in
summer.
Spain.
They're right outside of Valencia. Yeah.
I want to go to Spain.
I know, that gives you, like, an excuse to go to Spain.
Yeah, right? Can I come with you?
Of course. Yeah.
We'll do a tour, an esthetician edit X Herbal Skin Solutions tour.
France next.
Yes. Hurry.
Go see the stem cell makers.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
It's so important to audit them. It really is. And it's really cool once you're there in person to see the underbelly of the business. So we only work with suppliers that are vetted and have a really great reputation in the cosmetic formulation industry. But at the same time, going and auditing is huge. And having that relationship with your brand as an esthetician, having an open line of communication with your rep or whoever it is that you communicate with, like, ask these questions. Let them know that it's important to you, because really, like, it's the estheticians that can vote with their dollars. You know, we have such a huge impact that we can make on the professional industry by raising the bar and letting our brands know that this is important to us. You know, let them know that we want to make sure things are ethically harvested. And like done in a pure way, because that vibration goes through our clients, you know?
And so, I mean, it sounds like your brand and your products was created out of a need that you felt like, you know, wasn't being fulfilled in the industry. Is there anything else, like, specific to the product? Like, when you were creating each product, what gap do you feel like you are fulfilling that the industry wasn't before?
Oh my God, yes. So, okay, this is actually an easy one. I had so many different products, like a few different lines when I had my own business, and each one of those lines had a million different products for brightening, a million different products for acne, for clarifying, for well aging. And a lot of my clients felt like I was overselling them. You know, they didn't understand why they needed a ton of different products for each skin concern. You know, like I had
me. I'm always like questioning her. I'm like, I don't understand why this esthetician is having me, purchase like 10 different products from like a bunch of different companies. I'm like, I'm not a fan of that. You know what I mean? The less amount of products, the better.
Totally.
And the cleaner, the better.
Simplified,
right? Because
right?
it's like same thing, kind of like going back to what you were saying about your products and the way that they're formulated. When you have a backstory of how it's produced, made, it makes you more comfortable into purchasing that product. Rather than there's all these, skincare brands out there and you don't know yes, you know what's inside because, there's an ingredient list, but you don't know where that's coming from, different areas, different places, different producers, all that kind of stuff. So your brand has all of that. So once you're purchasing it, you know exactly what is inside, like how it was formulated, what's being made. You have like that background story to be able to offer to the clients.
Yeah,
so
it's about making things, it's so simple in the lab now that I'm on the side of it and I can see how simple it actually is to formulate products to be multifaceted, to target multiple skin concerns. That's why I feel like it's kind of a money grab when there's so many products that you have to buy.
Yeah.
Like, why can't everything be non-comedogenic, great for brightening and pro-aging, or well-aging?
Yeah, I think that, so I feel like when brands create, an extensive product list, they're doing it, obviously, because they want to get more money or they just, want to expand, but I think it's actually beneficial to keep it more simplified, because then your clients are, the people who are consuming these products are going to more likely stick to it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because people, imagine us estheticians, we get overwhelmed with, so many ingredients. And, I'm always, learning something new. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. It's such an overwhelming thing to be learning about skincare sometimes as an esthetician. So, as also a client, it's just refreshing and it feels good to just be like, okay, this is all you need. And you just need, these few products. And this does this, and that's it,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that resonates with you.
Yeah.
I get a little nervous saying it sometimes because I don't want to step on anybody's toes. It's like, hey, if you like using a ton of different things, go for it. Do what makes you happy. But there is another way.
Yeah, I feel the simpler, the better it is.
Me too.
2, 3, maybe 4. That, again, same brand, step by step, and then you're good to go.
I say that, meanwhile, I have 10 products that I had to pack, and my bag is overweight to get here. TSA is asking me if I want to repack things into another suitcase. But
oh my God.
Yeah, I had to bring the masks. I had to do an enzyme before I came to see you guys. Super simple.
Super simple. Yeah, just an enzyme.
And your brand is so beautiful, just aesthetically, right?
Yeah,
It's so
obsessed.
pretty.
Boho, neutral. How did you get into that? Did you always know that you wanted that kind of vibe? or you were just playing around with it and it came to be?
A little bit of both. I always knew that I wanted that vibe, but in the beginning, if you guys scroll way back on my Instagram, like you're going to be scrolling for a while. Go like, I don't know, 8 years back on the Herbal Skin Solutions page. Actually, I shouldn't even be telling people to go do this because
Everyone's you're gonna get likes.
Oh my god,
from like years ago.
It's so, I feel like it was so ugly. The product was so amazing, but my packaging was awful. But I just knew that I needed to start.
You have to start somewhere.
Right? I just had to go for it. And I mean, even my branding, you guys will see, it looks totally different, from the first trade show that we ever exhibited at to, when we show up for you guys, and it's different every time with like the flower arch and everything has evolved. But it also, it takes a lot of resources to get there. Yeah. So when I go into production, I'm staring at them because they're over there.
They're all there. All the products.
Yeah, like all of those glass bottles, we have to order 100,000 to have a mold made for them. Wow. And I like to use a vegetable-based ink that's non-toxic. So yeah, it's all Italian glass. So when you drop it, it won't break. It takes a lot of resources to get to that level. So I just started where I could.
Wait. That's so amazing. I just heard you say what you said, and I'm in shock. Ink?
Oh, the vegetable-based ink? Wow. I know. It's pretty cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So the downside is that it will smear sometimes, but again, non-toxic. What we put out in the world, we want to be of service to people.
I love
on the
that
planet.
so much.
Yeah. It's those like little attention
things.
to details that make a brand unique. And I would say, in the beginning, obviously, when you're starting something out, it's kind of like you're trying to fulfill a need. But then once you start to work on the brand, that's when you're trying to reach your tribe and, reach your people. What is, your people? What type of esthetician should be, would love to work with you?
I definitely agree that the more you curate and craft your brand, the more you come home to your own aesthetic and the things that you really like, that's what makes you magnetic. So I'm here for the earthy girls, but also the girly girls and guys. Don't leave the guys out. I'm here for the people who want to feel really good about what they're using, really clean. And thank you for bringing that up because there's so many little details like that.
I didn't even know that.
And
I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So to put that out there, I don't know. I'm very, when it comes to that stuff, I take that to heart because I'm like, wow, that's all the work that you're doing to do that, right? For people to know that that's happening. It's I don't know. I love it. I love it so much.
I'm going to soak that up.
I really, really love it. I'm in shock because there's a lot, there's companies that say that they do that. And then, but yeah, you don't necessarily see that happening. You know what I mean?
It's done.
Hearing it, especially from you, knowing how far you've come, it's crazy because again, I did not know that.
It's a lot of work. You guys are going to make me cry because these are all the little details that do take so much thought and extra work. But at the same time, I just move through them and forget and it's done and then I forget to tell people.
Well, because it's important to you. So you're doing it more also too for yourself because I think as an esthetician, you're what would I need and what would I want? And you know that there's so many estheticians out there that are like you, right? So you're making it for them, but
absolutely
also for yourself.
And the packaging, when someone receives a package, isn't the wrapping or something that you have to plant a tree?
Seed paper. Yes. So
see, that's another thing. It's you're receiving a product, but while receiving your product, you're also receiving a little gift and something to do to help.
They could plant a tree with the paper.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I like to write my intention on it and plant that. And as your tree grows, you can imagine that your intention or whatever you put out there is growing with it. So a living manifestation. And then every product that you purchase plants a tree, and it also removes a pound of
2025 manifestations.
Yeah, we're really big on that. I mean, it's pro impact all the way through. Yeah. So I always think how can what we're creating be of service to the skin, all people, and the planet? And I know that sounds cheesy, but at the same time too, I don't want to create waste. I'm not here to create things that already exist. We're here to innovate and
I think it's cheesy, just to go back to that little comment. I think it's cheesy for those who say they do it and they're not doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
totally.
your case, it's not cheesy at all because you're actually doing every single thing possible to make it happen.
Thank you for that acknowledgement. That's
And it sounds like you're very intentional behind everything that you do. How can estheticians be more like intentional in their business?
That's a
Like
great
what's like a good advice you would give to someone?
creative people who are working on bringing intentionality into their business need time to do nothing. You need time to be with yourself, do whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a meditation. It could be a workout, go for walks, do art, do whatever it is that fuels you and restores your soul. Because of course, treating your clients, being in the treatment room, that inspires you. That's going to give you ideas. But if you're this machine, this like go, go, go machine, you're going to burn out.
Yeah.
And you really need time to be able to be with your thoughts and vision out how you're going to make things happen, you know?
And I feel like, I mean, I was kind of thinking about it because something I struggle with is like, I can't be inauthentic. Like to the point of like, I don't want to work with brands that I don't feel like align with me. Like I don't want to do anything that even when my brand creation or like who I work for, I'm so quick to like leave and do my own thing because I want to do it my way. And so I think that, I mean, you're a good example of that, like staying true to who you are and then like creating from that. So like, what advice can you give to estheticians who maybe are like, I think there's a lot of estheticians who are out there who are unhappy because they're afraid to take the leap and be themselves. So like, what advice would you give to them?
Wow, I feel that so strongly. First of all, it's like when I started this business, you guys going back to the original branding, even our logo is different. I thought professional meant that I had to be a buttoned up version of myself. Like, of course I like a blazer now, but like add some feathers and some fun to it, you know? I thought that like down to my wardrobe, I thought it had to be scrubs or like very buttoned up blazer and the same with the aesthetic of the business. And the more that I've relaxed, and I'm sure you both have seen this with the way that we exhibit at the International Aesthetics of Congress and Spa, you know, now we're so colorful and wild and everything is different each time. The more that we relax and come into our own aesthetic and the things that we like, the more magnetic we become. So I think when you're able to really let yourself be as you are, invoke all the things that bring you pleasure, invoke all the things in your business that you really love, that just makes you magnetic. It makes your tribe find you.
And I think there will be a lot of people that tell you like, don't do it that way. Like that's not professional or like, you know, or we come into the business thinking like our business needs to look a certain way. Yeah. Right.
The thing is that I feel like we live in a time where people are just looking up to other people. So you have, you know, social media, all of this, the technology, internet, you have all of that. And you have a vision of like, I want to be like this person or I want to do this. So then you're forcing yourself to be that when you're not that. You know what I mean? Just let go and be who you want to be unique and be authentic. Nowadays, everyone wants to be like everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Flavor.
Exactly.
So
It's
true.
like, tell me what's your flavor. Where's that from? What's your
I
flavor?
have no idea what that is.
Sounds like a Fanta commercial.
I think it's a Fanta commercial. It's like this video is
I have no
sponsored
idea.
by Fanta.
We show up for the next Halloween. Like,
Fanta dressed.
Okay, let's see. How has the process of building Herbal Skin Solutions helped you better understand yourself as an entrepreneur and leader?
emotional support water bottle. Sweating over this one. It's pushing me constantly. And it's like, okay, you thought that challenge was your edge. Here's the next one. It's constantly challenging me to show up even when I don't want to, even when things are hard. And especially now with becoming a mother, like time is so different. It's my most precious resource. And that in itself has so many challenges. Mm-hmm. But I'm showing up for myself, my community, my family, all of the people and their families who work for me. And I'm sure everybody listening can relate to the fact that you are a reflection and extension of your business. Mm-hmm. So the way that you show up is the way that you do everything. You know, it's a mirror for you. You are your own business card. Mm-hmm. So this business has really made me get brave. And you two have been a huge part of that. And so is Danny and everybody on the L&E team, because I I found this paper in my desk before I left when I was packing. And this is also super corny, cheesy. Okay.
Oh my God, what is happening?
I live for corny and cheesy.
Okay, I do too. But do you know what Blue Sky Imagineering is?
No.
No.
Okay, so it's where you write a letter to yourself. It could be super short, like 2 or 3 sentences, and you're writing in the third person as if what you want to call in, whatever you want to evoke, has already happened. Mm-hmm. And mine said, I am enough. It said, I am a leader of the industry. The information that I'm sharing is of value, and I'm a sought-after speaker, a published author, and I had all of these things that I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And it was dated back to 2016.
Wow. And here you are.
That's amazing.
And all of these things that I've been able to accomplish, so much of it was from the opportunities that I've been given through L&E. I'm a very shy person. Like, you guys don't know because I'm so comfortable with you. Like, I've known you for years. I love you both. Mm-hmm. But I really am a shy person. I'm only brought out of my shell through things that I'm super passionate about. So standing up and teaching, like leading all of those classes all over the country, that was a huge step for me professionally.
So Herbal Skin has grown so much over the years. What plans do you have for 2025?
I always get in trouble from the product development team when I talk about these things because I get so excited I can't keep my mouth shut. When does this podcast air?
In the end of January.
Okay, I can tell you. So we have, well, I can tell you a few things, and then I'll give you a hint for a couple others. We have an eye serum launching this month.
Ooh.
I'll say this month because this airs in January. Mm-hmm. This peptide eye serum is amazing. It has stem cells harvested from gardenia, 11 different peptides. It's super smooth. I'm obsessed.
Okay, you're gonna have to send us some.
Yeah,
you already know.
It's like my favorite flower.
You already know. I have some ideas for it. I'll talk to you both offline about. But there's a lip product, and I'll just say body, and let's see. I guess you'll guess if I tell you too much.
Don't tell too much.
Okay. Body, and then think a condiment. Body condiment.
Okay.
Body condiment.
Okay, never mind. I should have just told you body butter.
Ooh.
But it's not like a regular body butter. It's okay. I'll just tell you. I'm gonna get in so much trouble when this airs. They're like, "Girl, you spilled all the tea." Okay, it's a melting body butter.
And we're just looking at you. And you're okay. Don't twist my arm. I'll tell you.
Yeah. I know. I will spill all the tea. Really, I cannot even.
Wait,
talk
what is
on
it?
this subject.
A body butter?
It's a melting body butter. So it starts as a solid when it comes out of the tube, and when it hits the warmth of your hands, when you start massaging
starts to melt.
Yes.
Oof.
Yes.
I need that like now for my legs. They're so dry.
God, I wish I would have brought you some. I'll mail you some.
Thank you.
It's so good. And it's one that, even though it has all these lipid-rich oils and omegas in it, it dries smooth on the skin, like leaves a satin finish behind. So that way, you put your clothes on and there's no oil residue.
Which I love because I feel like certain ones that I've used in the past, you stay like oily. So while you're putting on your pants and everything, you're like, whoa, I'm like slippery.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. Congrats.
Thank you.
We're super excited to get that into the mail.
And
try it out.
Where can our listeners find Herbal Skin Solutions, and where can they find you online?
Well, you could go to the website, herbalskinsolutions.com. On Instagram, it's Herbal Skin Solutions. Facebook, I recently started Pinterest, and I'm having so much fun there. So if you guys like our branding and our aesthetic, you can save the pens. You can find me at Kaelin Jutras. And I'm really excited to connect with your followers more, get to know everybody in this community.
Love it. Can I just say, I'm a part of the portal, and I go through the product knowledge portal, and there's so many good videos and PDFs, and there's so much knowledge behind the scenes, behind the website. So if they're interested in joining that, what do they have to do?
Reach out to us, create an account. Every esthetician who creates a professional wholesale account, you'll send in your license, and after we verify your licensure to make sure that's active, you will get $10 in shopping points to start, and you'll get a second email with access to all of the resources. And that's everything from, virtual trainings, tutorial videos, to forms made by attorneys that you can customize for your business. So like your treatment logs, pretty much everything that you need to run your business. And there's a ton of free resources like that. So definitely take advantage of them.
Yay.
And if I can be of service, please reach out. Don't hesitate to share your ideas with us or what you'd like to see offered.
Well, thank you.
Just continue being you. That's what I want to see.
I love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Well, thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
It's lunchtime. Bye.